Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Courts. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are returning back, welcome back. It is 2:22 on the clock, which is a really good time to start this reading. I feel like this reading is absolutely something that you prayed about, manifested, meditated on, consistently, deliberately. You know, when we all go within consciously, everything that we see, be that on our timelines, energetically, physically, on our phones, on our timelines, it's always a sign of something that we need to be reminded of, right? That's all we're doing. With these readings, we just continue to keep each other awake to what it is that we've come to do. Don't fall asleep, okay? So as I was meditating, sun gazing, laying out in the sun, I heard Spirit say, these people, whoever these people are, those people, take it as it resonates, they're fighting death and transformation, which is why they suffer, which led me to believe, or my next thought in meditation was, preventing death, fighting transformation is like fighting yourself in a cage, wanting to be something other than what you are authentically, right? Or sometimes not even wanting to see the truth and admit the truth, okay? We're all here to transform in some way, shape, or form. That is a matter of fact, scientifically, energetically, literally, spiritually. That is what we're here to do. And so we are all just blatant reminders of who we are, right? All we have to do is remember. That's it. Remember. Oh, I remember who I am. Oh, I remember the power that is within me. Oh, I remember why I decided to come into this 3D experience and do this again by way of reincarnation. So you got people that are fighting the death process and transformation. Okay, well, let's get into it. Beautiful divine angels, Archangel Gabriel, thank you for being here. Archangel Uriel. Ooh, Uriel. That angel came out of nowhere. Hey there, Uriel. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. Show me what it is that I need to see by way of this resurrection energy, resurrecting energy. Somebody's fighting their own growth and transformation. You can fight a lot of things, pick and choose your battles, but don't be your own first worst enemy. This is what I just heard my spirit team say. You ever seen somebody fighting themselves? You know, you ever seen somebody shadow boxing in the spirit realm? Literally fighting their own shadow. There's nobody there, it's only them. And they're in a dreamy state maybe. Maybe they've fallen asleep while they were asleep. Maybe they went deeper into a sleep and forgot, oh, wait, this is me? It's not you? Okay. So this is like, you know, refusing to die, afraid of death. You know, with death, Scorpionic energy, 2025, the number 9. You got to see things about yourself. You got to decide and make conscious decisions of what things about you will stay and what will go. Some of these things are spilling over from other timelines, lifetimes, lifelines, deja vu energy. And so one has to be very, very specific by way of what they choose to take with them and what they need to let go and let die, right? Transition, clarify. Transition and or transformation. Hold on, are my cards upside down? My cards are upside down. Somebody could be thinking upside down. Somebody could be upside down in the hangman situation. Everything means something. I don't think that there are any coincidences. And I dropped quite a bit of cards on the floor. That's so funny. I feel like either these cards falling at the time that they did absolutely represents something that needs to be paid attention to. So we're going to give this energy some healthy attention. We're going to dissect it, break it down. Feel free to run back the tape. Feel free to get a piece of paper. Welcome to Spiritual Court, Spiritual School by way of Spiritual Counsel. So this says feminine energy, drowning, suffering in silence, smelling the roses, toxic energy, and narcissist energy are the cards that fell down, okay? At the bottom of this deck, it says soulmates, okay? So I did pre-shuffle, but because those cards fell, I am going to pre-shuffle again. And there's a random card in here, or a few, or one or two, or maybe more than that aren't supposed to be in this deck. It says shattered, rejected, love spell, and family. Okay. So something about what's at the root of somebody's core, a family dynamic, love spell, abandonment issues, you know, as you grow and you grow up into being a full grown adult spirit. And then you embark on these relationship journeys and you go into these relationships. Whatever is unhealed is absolutely going to rear its ugly head in your relationship. It's inevitable. Once you see and or decide that rearing of ugly head energy reminding you of what needs to be fixed is not an enemy, but absolutely just a blatant reminder, harsh reminder, sometimes a kind reminder of what it is that you need to pull the layers back and work on within yourself. That's what those toxic relationships represent, right? Okay, so let's get into it. Transformation. Big Scorpio energy, big Aries energy is what I'm picking up. Big Taurus energy, big Leo energy. What's good? Big Capricorn energy, Piscean energy, tension, stressed out, migraines, and worrying. This is somebody who's fighting themselves, y'all. They don't want to see something, okay? Let's just see what's going on. Why do we care? Why do we need to know here in Spirit Report? What is the tension? Fighting your own death. Looking everywhere but where they need to look, which is within. Big Aquarius energy, big Wheel of Fortune energy, and healing. Okay, so the energy that I'm picking up on is because you are this example of getting in alignment, what it looks like to realign and or take on new assignments. When you take on new assignments, you got to have a new mindset. You got to have a new body, a new spirit. You just have to consciously know that you are somebody different, right? Meaning you have done the work. You've let go of versions of yourself that you just don't need anymore. And I feel like whoever this person is, they're watching you and it's invoking some form of a death that they just don't want to face. They don't want to change, right? You got the Six of Swords and you got the Wheel of Fortune, healing energy, Aquarius energy, Wheel of Fortune, Gemini energy. Whenever I think about the Wheel of Fortune, though, I think about the world. I think about cycles. I think about levels. I think about closing out doors that just you don't need to walk through anymore. And I think about alignment and new assignments. New assignments represent new people, new places, new mindsets, new consciousness. Like you're literally manifesting a whole new world type energy within, right? And so outside of you, that is a reflection of your inner standing, right? Clarify tension, migraines and stress. Yes, a soulmate. It's a soulmate. So somebody's watching you heal. Somebody's watching that you've healed from something that you've gone through. This could be a lover, an ex-lover. Somebody's watching you love and they're stressed out. As much as this person wants to come near this healing energy, this Wheel of Fortune energy, this lover's energy, they cannot with this same outdated toxic energy, and they know it. And this is where they don't want to die. They don't want to transition. They don't want to transform. They don't want to be resurrected. And so when people do that, they perish for lack of knowledge, of self-knowledge, right? They perish for lack of better terms. They die, but they're fighting death, like fighting what needs to go, fighting thoughts that need to be gotten rid of, you know? Yeah. Emperor energy, this wanted to come out in the reverse. It's like somebody trying to dominate somebody else's process, life, healing, alignment, but they can't even control themselves. You got the Empress energy, divine masculine energy. You could absolutely be a feminine embodying this energy. And if you're a feminine in the Empress energy, you're simply showing a divine masculine, hey, this is how your masculinity looks when it's healing. A feminine showing a masculine. If you're a masculine, and your masculine energy, you're showing a feminine that this is how masculine energy should come out. This is what real masculine energy is. So it could be invoking some type of trigger warning. Maybe this person has father issues, or, You know, maybe they just had a string of toxic lovers without learning whatever lesson. So they just keep attracting the same people. Whatever that is that's in them that they don't want to let die. So take it as it resonates. Could be a feminine, could be a masculine. Yeah, somebody's got to let go of this old mind state. Look at this, 9 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. I just heard you will not, you cannot, you've never decided to enable this person mentally, right? Like, yeah, okay, you want me to show you how to fish? You want me to show you how to put the worm on the hook and catch the fish, and you want me to eat it for you too? Like, baby, come on, you're going a little too far. I'm going to need you to use your own mouth, your own teeth to digest and eat whatever this is that needs to be digested. Somebody wants to be saved. I want to be saved. The Empress energy. You got the Empress to the Emperor, baby. Listen, okay? So you got good divine feminine energy, good masculine energy. These are people that have done the work. Healthy parental energy, meaning you have healed parts of yourself, maybe by way of your family dynamic that are now showing up in your own personal life. Even if you're not in a relationship, this relationship with yourself is balanced, okay? You're not in a toxic energy. Why is this person stressed out with the 9 of Swords in the reverse? Because I feel like somebody thought that you was going to be there with them. This person doesn't like the fact that they have to face their own insecurities. They don't like the fact that they have to feel the pain. They don't like the fact that they have to die. So they're fighting it. You got the 9 of Swords in the reverse, and you got the 2 of Swords in the reverse. You know what that means? Child, somebody's toxicity is so illuminated, they can't even ignore it. You know how people can hide their toxicity? This person can't even hide from themselves anymore. So they're running from death, okay? That's not a good look. They're running from death, the Fool, because they're chasing after you, watching you as you love on yourself and you continue to stay in alignment with your new assignments. If you're in a new alignment with a new assignment, by way of a new consciousness, that means that you're encountering new lovers, new friends, new things that you love. Lovers is a plethora of experiences. Lovers could represent a new hobby. Something that you found out, hey, I'm really good at this. Like, I'm going to go plant some flowers. I got a really nice green thumb, you know? Or, oh, I'm a good writer. Oh, you know what? I didn't know I knew how to sing. Let me sing more. Let me dance more. Whatever this is, the lovers represents a package deal of love. Things you love to do, people, places, hobbies, things, activities. So here you are on a whole nother timeline, and somebody's trying to jump to your timeline, but they don't even have what it takes to stand still, let alone jump, crawl, squat, bend, kneel. Somebody needs to get on their knees and they need to pray. They need to figure it out. Instead of P-R-E-Y, they need to P-R-A-Y. Clarify tension, stress, migraines, 2 of Swords in the reverse. They're stressed out. They feel defeated within themselves. And again, you know what's so crazy? This person is still trying to hide from themselves. They're trying to hide the fact that they weighed down, stressed out. Who are you running from? Yourself? Who are you embarrassed around? Yourself? You in a room by yourself in the middle of your own mind and you can't close those doors and you scared to face yourself? Sir, ma'am, whoever you are, it's safe to say that that's unsafe. It's safe to say that you're in danger. Don't be a stranger to your own self, to your own mind, to your own thoughts. Don't do that. Ew. So you got the 10 of Wands, way down, stressed out, 2 of Swords, can't hide it no more. That means that somebody's thoughts and their toxicity is oozing out of their eyeballs, their ears. It's just coming out, baby. Why is it coming to the surface? Because it's time. The universe is saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing under this moon's energy? This moon's energy is meant for you to deal with your emotions. Nurturing, mothering energy, fathering energy. What are you mothering within yourself? What are you nurturing within yourself? The moon's energy, Cancer energy. 6-9, yin yang, black and white, shadow, light, shadow side, higher self, adult self, spiritual adolescence. Whatever this is, somebody's got to deal with it. Clarify tension. They could be having headaches. Somebody's too busy about keeping up appearances. Queen of Wands energy in the upright. And you got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Ace of Wands in the reverse is like lack of passion, lack of ideas, lack of creativity. Even if they were creatively hiding the fact that they're way down, stressed out, they got some type of mental debilitating issues going on, which is really them fighting versions of themselves. I feel like they can't mask it anymore. With the Moon and the Queen of Wands, somebody only cares how people see them. This is a people pleaser. You know, everything that looks good ain't good, you know. Todo lo que brilla no es de oro. Todo lo que brilla no es de oro. Todo lo que brilla no es de oro. What does that mean? Translation: all that glitters is not gold. Somebody looks real good, but they're struggling. Behind the scenes, this person has no momentum, no get up and go, because they've been too busy running after the status quo. What is it that people want them to be? Somebody really needs to sit down and face their demons, accept that death is happening, and go through this death of the ego and transformation. There's no rerouting, there's no circumventing, there's no other way around it. Clarify tension, stress. Yeah. And you out here doing dark energetic work. The Hierophant in the reverse is a fall from grace. The Hierophant in the reverse is like solely in your shadow. And when I mean shadow, I mean things, money, appearances, looks. All those things are great when they're in balance. Yeah, take care of yourself. Look good. Yeah, of course. That's love. But what's going on the inside of you? This is somebody that no matter what they have the biggest house, the best hair, the best car. There's always something missing. They're never satisfied because what they're missing is authenticity. What they're missing is a spirit-based energy, something at their root, a soul, something worth living for. A soul, allows you to feel. A soul allows you to create. A good soul, a good spirit type energy, a newness. Somebody needs to be rejuvenated, but they don't want to die. Somebody wants everything that life has to offer. They want this Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Empress. They want all of what this represents. But what people fail to realize is that when you're in the Empress and the Emperor energy, this shit takes work, man. This ain't no Mickey Mouse ass energy. You gotta do work. You gotta go through all of the 12 zodiacs within yourself. Feminine energy, you already know you carry the 12 signs within your reproductive organs. Reproduction, which represents death, scorpionic energy, sex, desires, and what are you reproducing? Piscean energy, what are you giving birth to? Piscean energy is about creativity, dream state. Right? Gemini energy. This is inner communication. What conversations are you having with yourself? With the Hierophant in the reverse, somebody just wants something that appears to be something. And they're not really like allowing things to die. So this is somebody that's holding on to stuff that's outdated. People, places, things, mind states, the way they see themselves. Yeah. You got the Sun's energy. The sun represents fire, joy, peace. Fire can also be used to burn things, destroy that which no longer serves you. This sun energy is giving me death. It's giving light. It's giving hellbound. It's giving hellfire of the heart. Leo energy. Sun represents the heart. Ra energy. Having to burn away these illusions. Clarify the Hierophant in the reverse. You got the Queen of Swords energy. Somebody thought that they had, I guess, what it takes in order to get something done. So this could also be some type of spell work, y'all. With the Hierophant in the reverse, Queen of Swords. It's somebody that's a master, possibly, at doing magic. What's the Hierophant in the reverse and the Queen of Swords? This could be somebody that this Queen of Wands collaborated with. Two feminines. Or this could be two masculine energies. Take it as it resonates. I feel like lately they've been trying to shapeshift a lot. It doesn't matter. The energy is still not going to lie. We're still going to be able to see what it is that we need to see. Clarify the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. Somebody wants your abundance without having to do the work. Somebody also doesn't want to be single. They're very codependent. 244. This could have been to get a love contract, whatever this spellwork was. Somebody could have wanted a love contract or wanted something from you in order to manifest something, because this is like perfect balance here. Empress, Emperor energy, the Fool, Faith. Somebody's a whole god or goddess. Somebody, like, whatever they see, that's what it is. Whatever they say, that's what it is. Somebody's not moving in fear. So why is this Queen of Swords and this Queen of Wands here? Or is this you? What's the Hierophant in the reverse? Why are they here? What is this about? Yeah, somebody got a worker. Somebody got somebody to throw some magical, or not so magical, I'm going to be honest, work at you. You can't throw magic at somebody who creates magic. You can't throw magic at somebody who is an alchemist, a master alchemist at that. You could throw it. You can form the weapon, but there is no guarantee that it'll prosper. And I feel like whoever this worker is, they could have told them, like, there's no guarantee if this is going to work. Clarify, why are you stressed out? Why is everybody so doggone stressed out? Because this shit backfired? 10 of Swords in the reverse. Somebody didn't have the right to do this. Somebody didn't have the right to attack you. Somebody just did this because they had to prove something. That type of energy. Why did this person hire this worker? Yeah, over a man. To manifest possibly a marriage with the Hierophant in the reverse. But this is somebody's worker. So there's a Queen of Wands or a King of Wands who hired a Queen of Swords or a King of Swords to do some type of spell work over an Empress, a Divine Feminine, and a Divine Masculine. Two people who've mastered themselves in alignment, on divine assignment, on a whole nother timeline. 6 of Swords, you've mastered the art of healing. When you master the art of healing to this capacity, the only thing that you can do to contribute to humanity is teach other people how to heal. This is beautiful energy. So somebody went to a worker on this. 10 of Swords in the reverse. This shit backfired. The divine stepped in and was like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? And I get this feeling that this worker could have told this person, now listen, you know this could backfire, right? Knight of Wands in the reverse. Reckless, impulsive, diabolical, rushing to judgment, hurrying up trying to get something done, arrogant energy, but not confident. Somebody's arrogant, but they're not confident. They lack confidence. We knew that you lacked confidence when you refused to die to your own ego. It's clear and apparent that you lack confidence when you thought it not robbery to go over to a spiritual worker and have them try to throw some work at a Divine Feminine and Masculine. That's not big boss energy, baby. That's not big energy. That's not goddess energy. That's weak. Look at you. 10 of Wands, stressed out. 9 of Swords in the reverse. 2 of Swords in the reverse. Everything you did has been exposed. 5 of Swords, you're defeated, you're down, and you're still trying to fight for something that doesn't belong to you. But you got the nerve under the moon's energy to think that you could cloak yourself with the Queen of Wands in the upright, when in reality, who you are is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. That's why you coming out as the Knight of Wands in the reverse. You're reckless. You're impulsive. Somebody stop developing. Somebody's got arrested spiritual development. Something happened to you in adolescence. This person could still be holding on to some heartbreak from somebody that hurt them when they were young. I just heard a teenage love. Don't hurt me again. Don't hurt me again. Yeah, for those of you that know original hip hop, Slick Rick, A Teenage Love, find that song, play it. I feel like it resonates. Somebody's been heartbroken forever. So now this is really who y'all are. The Queen of Wands in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Two bitter ass, Bonnie ass people that are jealous of divine feminine energy and Emperor energy and Lover's energy. They're really jealous of how you love, how you healed, how you've mastered death. When you've mastered these energies, this means that you've been committed to dying to parts of yourself that need to go. It's called an ascension. I don't need that no more. Let me just let that go. Let me go within. Let me search myself. What is it now that I need to get rid of? And what is it that I now need to take on? That's what the ascension is really about. And somebody was like jealous of that. So this is like an unauthorized attack. See, going up the ranks, you got to get this magic authorized. This is why it's being rejected by the universe. Whoever this Queen of Swords is, this person knew, hey, listen, I hear somebody telling somebody, you know, it's a chance this ain't going to work, right? I don't care. I just want to do it. I don't care. I'm going to try it. Now you in the Ten of Swords in the reverse, Ace of Wands in the reverse, Five of Swords, Nine of Swords in the reverse, refusing to go into your own mind by way of your own ascension, too busy paying attention to somebody else's destiny, staying out of somebody else. Like, get out somebody's yard. This is what happens when you don't stay in your own lane. Ten of Wands way down, stressed out. Two of Swords in the reverse. Get yourself together. Get your raggedy ass energy together. Yeah. Clarify this worker and this Queen of Wands. Give me current energy, real energy. Remove any shape-shifting energy. I ain't got time for the bullshit. Not here in Spirit Court. This about a man, honey. This about a man. He looking like a man. You wanted a man? What is this about? The Emperor. Divine masculine energy? Somebody wanted a man, wanted the man, wanted your man, but what is this? This is about a man? Clarify these people. So somebody did sex magic, trying to keep somebody bound so this person couldn't move on. Because they know that in this person's future, they have an empress that is mirroring them. Somebody has a contract that's protected by the divine. This union, this karmic union with this Queen of Wands, whoever this is, could be a fire sign, maybe not. This person could be any sign. But the Queen of Wands is like somebody coming out seemingly confident. So I feel like somebody was trying to come off as an empress, come out as an empress. And when that wasn't convincing enough to this emperor, this divine masculine, who's growing, taking leaps of faith, loving on himself, healing, in alignment, single and self-sufficient, somebody went to work. Somebody was like, oh no, I got to get him back. I can't let him. So you went, you betrayed this man. You went and did magic. You threw magic at this man to stop him because you know that he has a feminine that he's supposed to be with. This is not your union, this karmic ass union. Is not authorized by the universe or the divine. That's why the Ace of Wands is in the reverse. This is why you've run out of all ideas. And this is the reason that you keep preventing your death. Because in your death, you have to face the fact that you did some diabolical stuff to innocent people, an innocent man, an innocent woman, possibly that you don't even know. You paid a worker to do some work. This is why you want to prevent your death. Because you know that you're just going to reincarnate into having to go back to the basics. Another karmic cycle. After doing work like this, your death transformation and resurrection is going to resurrect you back into a karmic cycle because you have to learn a lesson. There's something here you refuse to learn. Sex ain't going to get it, honey. Some of these men are really high vibrational. You can't just toot it and boot it. You can't just bust it open and not with a man or even a woman. Okay, you got to come with a little bit more than that. It's clear why this person does not want to die or transform because they're afraid of what they have to become after a cycle like this, which is somebody that has to face these demons and they don't want to go within. Clarify this worker. Where's my other cards at? Hold on. Clarify this worker. Yeah. This is like to hold a man back from moving forward. Four of Pentacles. But there's somebody he's supposed to be with. A high priestess, an empress. Clarify the high priestess and empress. This person has a contract that they need to fulfill. Yeah, there's some type of telepathic communication. These people are already connected in the ethers. Maybe they've yet to cross paths in the physical, but with the Eight of Wands, they're communicating to one another's soul. They have a contract that's ordained by the divine. Commercial break. Listen. Karmic feminines, karmic masculines. If somebody is not your person, if they break up with you or they choose somebody else over you or y'all just aren't getting along, don't do no shit like this. This is only going to end in torment of you having to sit in your own insecurities while somebody else moves about their life, aligns themselves with love, and they heal from the shit that they went through with you. Now they don't even see you the same. They don't even see themselves the same because they're not the same. Don't do nothing like this. Let people go. Somebody went to a practitioner to hold a masculine back, and he's already communicating with the feminine energetically. Eight of Wands is like telepathic communication, telepathy, energetically. Somebody knows that their person is out there. It's like feeling like somebody's coming and you've yet to lay eyes on them. But when you do, you're like, oh, it's you. Because energetically, you're sharing a destiny by way of the Wheel of Fortune. The lines are lining up. The wheel is turning in these people's favor. So whatever this spell work is, it's under severe judgment. You didn't have the right to do this to this person. How are you going to prevent somebody's awakening? How are you going to stop somebody from moving on with their life because they don't want to be with you? They don't want to be bound to your refusing to die energy. What the hell? Like literally go to hell. You might need to go to hell on this one. And hell is a state of mind, but you're going to have to go in there, baby. That's your hell that you created. You created it. Look at it. You did it. We all got free will. You took your will and you wanted to create some type of chaos, some type of confusion, some type of betrayal, some type of stopping this man from going towards something that the divine told him to go towards, that this feminine and him share. Like, what are you doing? Nine of Pentacles. This person could have tried to get pregnant by this masculine to hold him back. Yeah. To overpower him with the child, Page of Pentacles, and strength to keep him bound. Somebody is like, okay, well, if I'm not going to have him, because whoever this person is, they're getting divination. This Queen of Swords could be telling this person, listen, this might not work. I just want you to know I'm going to do the work, Eight of Pentacles, toil and labor, but there's a 99.9% chance that this shit is going to backfire. So with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, all out of ideas, refusing to die, refusing to resurrect into being a decent person, and just taking that karmic loss. This person said, okay, let's do it one more time. So they did some type of whatever this is, Knight of Wands in the reverse. So somebody could have an earth angel baby. As long as I could be connected to this person. Even if this man leaves, this person was like, well, I'm going to have his baby. I'm going to do something. Four of Pentacles in the Page of Pentacles to have a child. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles to keep this person trapped. As soon as somebody's ready to leave, somebody's like, I'm pregnant. But they did spell work over you. I just heard Valentine's Day. Clarify what's going on with the pregnancy. I feel like this man don't give a damn. This was to block his intuition. He's no longer isolated. With the Hermit in the reverse, this was to block his intuition and isolate him. This is not to say that if this person is pregnant by this man, that he won't handle his responsibilities. But one thing you're not going to do is stop him from going on this journey. This is what I feel. This is what I see. The Hermit in the reverse. So this broke some type of isolation spell. Domination spell. Dominating somebody with sex. Dominating their mind. Like, girl, guy, get it together. Clarify this practitioner. This person is terrified. Yeah, look. Page of Pentacles could also represent money, a down payment. Clarify this Queen of Swords practitioner that was working with this Queen of Wands. It's about money for them. Look, this is really who they are. So, you know what's so interesting? Look at the way they're shape-shifting. Isn't this interesting? Who this Queen of Wands really is? Okay? They show up in the world as this person. Beautiful, radiant, cloaking themselves, blah, 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 whatever. They got the moon, they're hiding. 10 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Swords in the reverse, mentally unstable, 10 of Wands way down the Hierophant. This is a dark-ass witch. The Ace of Wands in the reverse, they're all out of ideas of what to do because everything that they're doing keeps backfiring, okay? So look at how they're showing up, but really who they are is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Somebody who's a glutton for promiscuity, okay? Overindulging on trying to do some type of spell work, overindulging on trying to get pregnant by somebody, overindulging on possibly trying to affect this man's work. They could have even did some type of spell work over his money so that he wouldn't have money to move or move out or move away or whatever this is. Somebody got desperate, okay? So look how they're showing up. This is who this Queen of Wands really is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And who this Queen of Swords is in real life is a Knight of Swords in the reverse. These are two bitter Bonnie ass, bitter Bobby asses, could be masculines, feminines, whatever, okay? But I'm feeling feminine. This could have been a feminine that went to a masculine. This Queen of Swords could be a masculine. Who's to say? Doesn't matter. But that Queen of Wands is absolutely a karmic feminine, for sure. Okay? Somebody that uses sex to get what they want, their beauty, their looks, whatever. But as soon as you start to peel back the layers, child, they got the Hierophant in the reverse, 10 of Wands. Somebody could possibly like to deal with married men, breaking up marriages. Somebody uses spell work for everything, honey. It's disgusting. It's time to die, honey. It's time to die. In that, you're going to face yourself. And you better hope that you resurrect into somebody that knows not to do this again if you survive your own death and karma. But right now, currently, they're refusing. With the Knight of Swords in the reverse, this is who this Queen of Swords is. This is somebody that's a cold-ass worker. Can we just give this person a little bit of credit? You are the most diabolical worker. One of them that I've channeled thus far. Congratulations. You are known as the worst, most evil person in the world. Look at you. One of them. Congratulations. This Queen of Swords, I'm going to keep it real. Her spell work ain't no joke. When she's doing it on people who haven't ascended, which is why they need to keep this man in the Knight of Wands in the reverse in order for this magic to work. But he keeps coming up as the Emperor. So this shit is backfiring on them. 6 of Cups. Tried to use some type of retrograde energy, past trauma. Remember when, baby, let's start over again type energy with nostalgia. This is the energy that they were using in isolation spell. Something to hold him back. So now somebody's stressed out. They got migraines, headaches, worry, tension. Because as this person starts to ascend, they absolutely are becoming aware of what this person did. And that's the most embarrassing part. This is what it takes, though, sometimes to invoke a death. Is when you move in an energy by way of going within, even if you don't say anything to this person, this is what happens to invoke other people's death. This is what's needed in this particular situation. It's when you decide to move forward unapologetically without asking for permission to be your best version of yourself. And you don't even speak on the fact that you know that somebody was stabbing you in the back, betraying you, putting stuff in your food, doing voodoo hoodoo. They had a whole worker behind the scenes. Because I feel like this masculine is moving in silence. I feel like he's just watching it backfire. That's confirmation. He's not even, you know how when somebody's doing magic, right? And you become aware of it. If you go to that person and you're like, I know you're doing magic on me. What do you think they're going to say? You sound silly. You think a witch is going to confess that they're doing something to you? You just giving them the keys to manipulate you more because you don't even have enough power to sit your ass down, go within. You ain't ascended yet, but this man is quiet. He's very much aware of what's going on. That's why this person's in the 10 of Wands, Knight of Wands in the reverse. So now this Queen of Wands could be feeling oversexed, out of control, stressed out, back hurting, head hurting, laying down, taking naps after they wake up. But you just woke up. Why you laying down? Exhausted. Being diabolical is exhausting. Fighting your own death and refusing to see yourself and going within is exhausting. Big scorpionic energies on that ass. Grim Reaper's on that ass. The Grim Reaper represents death, transformation, and a rebirth. A lot of people are afraid to die. Because if you don't, then you could very well encounter a permanent death. Why? Because what else you here to do? What else you coming to the world to do? Change. The only way to change the world is to change yourself. And somebody don't want to change. Somebody been doing spell work, and baby, it's been working on the right people. But somebody picked the wrong person at the wrong time. Maybe that shit was working at first, but it ain't no more. Somebody's ascended. So now somebody's got to amp up the spell work with the Page of Pentacles. Somebody trying to get pregnant now. Hurry up. Look, the devil is even in the reverse. Sex magic, toxicity. This man is in the King of Swords energy. He's cutting this person off. He's not even saying anything. That's what's eating this person alive. It's like two people sitting in a room and you looking over at them and you're like, I know you've been doing spell work on me. I know you hired somebody. This is mentally what you're thinking. But there's no conversation about it. It's tormenting this person. Because they're sitting back. Does he know? Does he know what I did? Oh my God. Oh my God. Is he coming? Is he going to come over today? Oh my God. So they're calling the worker. They're worrying the worker. Now they got the worker doubting her work. Ciao, bye. Listen, you got the Queen of Cups energy. This man is loving on himself. And he's going towards a feminine energy that's loving on herself. 5 of Wands. He knows that there was outside interferences. But he's also understanding King of Wands energy that if he goes within and controls his passions, his fires, his desires, that he can overcome anything. This man is going within. He has gone through a death. He has surrendered to death. Hence the fact that he's transformed. Spirit says, what I'm saying is the doggone truth. I know it. This cycle is over. It's over, rover, roll over, and die. Enjoy it. Die peacefully. Don't die hard. Surrender to death. What are you just sitting there saying in the name of Jesus Christ? How you think you get to the Christ-like consciousness? At least you rise again in 3 days. You got somebody sitting up saying, I'm so tired. Well, then lay down and die. Yeah, you tired of fighting yourself. Ain't nobody fighting you. It's exhausting fighting transformation. It's exhausting not admitting the truth when nobody's there to fight you. Don't go into that Nine of Swords kind of toxic, scrambled ass consciousness alone. Take some common sense. Take some faith. Take some surrender. Take some humility in the presence of yourself. This does conclude this message. Thank you for being here in Spiritual Court. All of my information is down below. Thank you for the people that have sown a seed into this ministry, this platform, Spiritual Court. May you reap everything that you've sown here energetically. May you get that back times 10 forever and ever. Be that $1 or just good energy. I am eternally grateful. Thank you for allowing me to share my gift. I will be back with more readings. I love you. I do. I'll see you soon. Peace be with you.